Recently, I've been testing out this. It's the Wondermaker ZR. It's a large format 3D printer designed to do multicolor printing simply and easily. I thought it'd be interesting to compare this one back to that one. So while it's not set up this way right now, the Flashforge AD5X is very similar in design in that it's designed to have your multiple spools of filament sit on the side of the printer, feed through a hub into the print head, and then go to town on printing. I have replaced the spools on the side of the AD5X with a filament dryer. I like that I'm able to do that simply and easily, and it feeds up into the printer. One of the biggest differences between the AD5X and the Wondermaker is going to be the build plate. The AD5X has a 220 by 220 millimeter big plate. The Wondermaker ZR has a 300 by 300 build plate with quite a bit more in the Z-axis as well. So that's definitely a +1 for the ZR over the AD5X, especially if you need to print large things. As you can see, both printers work with a Core XY structure. So the print head is going to move around in both the X and the Y axis. And then the bed is going to do the Z height adjustment. So you're not slinging that bed forward and backward. You tend to get better prints with a Core XY machine that can print faster and provide more stable results. So that's kind of an even push between the AD5X and the ZR. Both of them are a Core XY structured 3D printer. I want to jump back to spool placement. You can see you've got a number 1 here, a number 2 here. The Flashforge AD5X has got 4 different spool holders out the box where you're going to place your 1 kilogram spools. And I think that overall is a better design than on the ZR because you're able to simply and easily replace any of the spools as you need to without having to fuss with the other. When you look at the ZR, you have 2 spools stacked together. I think that design is so that it can run through this filament separator. This separator, I believe, has the runout sensor in it, which is nice to have. It does leave you a long run from the runout sensor to the head, but it also leaves, so if I need to replace this white, I got to take this blue spool off. Then I can get to the white, which is a little cumbersome. It's not horribly inconvenient. It just isn't quite as simple and straightforward as it is on the AD5X. One other bit with this filament separator sitting here, I haven't found a good way yet to pair this with a filament dryer. I can put the dryer on the floor below the printer, below the table. I think that would work. But I do like with the AD5X that I'm able to just set the dryer in this space and have it right below the hub. So between the Wondermaker ZR and the AD5X, which do I think is the better printer? Honestly, for me, it's too early to tell. Now that I've got them both tuned and running, both produce great results. I do really like the print bed size on the Wondermaker. I wish the Flashforge had a larger print bed. I like the filament in the filament pathway better on the AD5X. I wish the Wondermaker didn't have that filament separator. I wish I could put a dryer right here. I've actually got one that I wish I could use with this. So I do like the structure better on the AD5X for that. Flashforge as a company has been around longer. They're a little more proven with their 3D printers. The AD5M, which the AD5X is based on, is it's one of the better selling 3D printers in terms of just sheer volume. But again, it's got that 220 by 220 bed size, which is just too small for a lot of things anymore. So it's obviously, like I said, a benefit for the Wondermaker. So if you're trying to decide between the two, I really do think it comes down to what do you need in bed size. The Wondermaker is going to provide you the space that the Flashforge does not. I do find both of them are appropriately priced for what you get, with the AD5X being one of the most cost-effective color 3D printers on the market today that uses that Core XY architecture. So if you're looking at either of them, there's just a quick kind of pro and con for both. I don't think you're going to get a bad printer either way. And I just really hope you enjoy your 3D printing experience.